Hey guys, it's Terry Gardner. Decided to do a little video of a pair of boots I made a long time ago. Now I'm a traditional moccasin maker and I'm First Nation, so I make boots that by hand and just I just make them. I don't really think about it, but I made these 4 months ago. I didn't wear them because actually they're for my regalia. But here they are. These are my regalia boots. I made everything on. Well, I didn't make. I sewed everything. I bought the leather and the fur and the buttons my grandma sent to me. These are deer antler buttons. I sewed everything by hand. Everything cost me like 15 different sort of razor needles. And this is alpine goat fur, which is really soft. The inside has no lining in it whatsoever. And I prefer it to actually because they're supposed to be you're supposed to feel the earth under your feet, and yeah. So I guess you guys want to see them on me, so I'm gonna do that in a second. Make a nice space for my feet to go, I guess. Sorry for the mess, everyone. I just it deserved it. So you ready? So I guess I'll just show all my boots. So these are them. Doesn't really matter which shoe you put them on, they kind of fit any, any foot, they kind of fit any foot. So I made these. They reach, if you actually put them up, they do reach up to the knee, but they don't stay there. They stand straight up, doesn't matter how you're wearing them. And they're really warm. I wore them, I actually haven't worn them yet because I find they're too, they need to be respected. And for the animal that died for them, it's my culture and I need to respect the boots and cherish them and hold them sacred to me, so I do that. And I have not shown anyone these boots yet. I'll show you another time. Sorry for the mess too. Here's that again. Okay, so I also made these ones. I'll show you these. I'll show you this one. These are actually my favorite boots to wear, like when it's kind of sunny, and sometimes I'll wear them with shorts. Sometimes no, sometimes it doesn't matter. They're great for sunny days, but still that have rain because they're waterproof. Real leather is waterproof if you treat it. If you don't treat it, it's not waterproof. Kind of. So I made these. These are my knick-knack traditionally made boots. They're prairie styled, but you can wear them anywhere, and they've got tassels on them with a nice bone button. Made everything on them, everything. And sewed everything. And they're actually really nice. I have no soles on them. Soles on them. They're all just worn down. And so those are my traditional prairie boots I wear a lot. They're great for summer, but to let your feet breathe. You can even wear. I've even got them wet. They have a certain feel. So I guess I will sample all my boots, and these are my Uggs, of course. If you guys have seen my video, these are my Ugg boots. These are my Uggs. They're called Chestnut, and they are real. Anyone says they're fake, they're not fake. They're 100% real. I checked the security tag on them, and they're real. Yeah. And for those who think that Uggs are made in China, they are not traditionally made in China. They are from Australia. That's where they get the sheepskin. I've studied everything, and I know all about sheepskin and its properties. So, for anyone who tries to argue with me, good luck arguing with a First Nation boy on sheepskin. Just won't work. And I also have these. These are pretty cool. I bought these a couple of days ago, and I hand beaded them. Hold on, let me just check. And I hand beaded them. They're for me. They're just $10. These are styled. These are boots styled like Uggs, but they're not. They don't even have a label on them or anything. They're just boots. But they're comfy. They're all lined and fitting, so yeah. But I beaded it. You know, I might as well just show you the beadwork on them. I did all that. Black beads, all the white beads, red beads, and the sacred directions. And, oh, I also do jewelry. I made these. I like the beads, so I made. Sorry, they get tangled sometimes. I hand beaded this whole necklace. It's got a Chiefs head on it, which is pretty cool. I got that for, I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was cute. And I did the pattern myself for this. I didn't copy off anyone. It's an original pattern. I did this. I did this because turtles are very sacred. In Canada, it's called turtle islands. No, that's known as turtle islands for the First Nation people. So I did that, and I have some real turquoise. My four secret colors. I beat everything on it. It's fun. And these, I got everything. I got buttons. Yeah. And I am gonna be doing videos on my iPad Mini. If anyone saw a video, I got an iPad Mini. I'm gonna be doing videos with that from now on because my laptop has terrible lengths of time with this, and the camera isn't even that good at the time. So I can show you my iPad Mini actually. This is my iPad Mini again, if those who haven't viewed it yet, and that's the Wizard of Oz, and but that's what it looks like. Got all the games on there, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm using an OtterBox. Now I'm gonna advertise OtterBox. Probably not gonna be allowed to, but this is a great, and I even put that on there as a little thing. And it's pretty cool because it can only go that way, but it can go that way for the, yeah, so I'll show you my little wallpaper guy. See any cool? Powwow dancer. Yeah, so it's my iPad Mini, and yeah, that's about it actually. Nothing really new. Oh, I did want to show you guys something. As a First Nation man, I'm entitled to make staffs. I like making staffs, so I make staffs too. But they're not for sale, they're for my personal use. If anyone likes them, you'll have to figure out a way to get them. So, and these are all real feathers. They're not eagle feathers because you actually cannot sell eagle feathers. Either you have to find them, or you have to have someone else give them to you as a gift or an achievement kind of reward thing. But you can't buy eagle feathers. It's illegal actually. So here's some turkey feathers, but they're real turkey feathers. They are. And here's some leather I bound with some sheepskin. This is sheepskin. You can get sheepskin without buying Ugg boots. You can. I have two whole hides. And that's one staff. Pretty tall. Up there. And here's another one. I made this one more to my nation, the Mi'kmaq people, to our First Nations, to the east coast of Canada. So I did all this. That's turkey. I don't even know what kind of feather this is. It's just very nice. I tied clamshells around it because I did it in honor of my people's culture. I don't really know if I should say that. I did in honor of my job. And I did all this hand beading. Oh, sorry. I hand beaded all that. And that's all. This is deer skin. Leftover deer skin. And yeah, so it's pretty tall, so you guys know how tall they are. I'll do a little comparison for you. Sorry for my camera. There. So that's these are them. So you guys can get a good view. Hold on, sorry, the camera's a little low. My apologies. Not usually that bad at camera work. Down to the front of this stuff out. Okay, so that's them. And they're very different from each other, which makes them unique. Oh, and in the background is my singer, and I can find some. So yeah, yeah. If any of you want to make a staff, feel free to ask me like any tips because I love helping out. And but if I don't mean to say this in any offense, but unless you're, I shouldn't say no offense. Actually, never mind. You cannot buy eagle feathers. You can buy other feathers. There's plenty of trading posts all across Canada. You can buy feathers, but just not eagle feathers. They will not allow it. And or you can be lucky enough to find some. There's eagles flying all around here, so try and find an eagle feather on the ground. And you actually shouldn't clean the eagle feathers if you find one. Leave it because despite what people say that they're dirty, they might be contaminated or diseased. They're actually not. They have a lot of very sacred purities in them. And to us First Nation people, if you wash it, you're basically disrespecting the eagle. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. But you can get turkey feathers if you, it's because they look so much like eagle feathers. But you can get those. And the staff, oh, I just got the staff from like Birdsville Park. You can staffs anywhere. You just have to decorate it with whatever you want. And if you're gonna get leather to make it, you gotta really respect the leather because it came from an animal sacrifice itself for the leather. Even if you're not First Nation, you should still really respect the leather because an animal gave its life up for you to use that material. And that's what my grandma always tells me because she's very traditional and she's very spiritual. So I do pay attention. And yeah, but making it so much fun, really. It's not a single staff I've made is the same. They're all different. But I really would recommend putting a piece of leather on the staff just to kind of give it some style, and you also have to keep your fingers from getting splinters. It's also a big point. And if you have any, or if you want to go to the tannery and get some sheepskin, you can get like little scraps. I wouldn't suggest the whole eye because that's a lot of money. But you can get like little strips of sheepskin, or I wouldn't suggest fake wool. Don't put fake wool on it. And yes, don't put fake wool because that's not traditional. It won't mean anything. And you actually can put furs on them if you like to use fur. For those of you who don't like to use fur and like to use faux fur, you can use faux fur, but just it won't have that. It's not traditional. It won't have a very special meaning. And it's a human life, but to First Nation people, it might not. It won't. And yeah, I have moccasins and everything that I've made. I even have a drum behind me. Oh, sorry. Behind me, I made the drum. I used rawhide. I don't even know what kind of animal I used for that. But I used an animal for that. And, but my dad says when you're using leather or any of that material, you always use the least amount of, like when you're making like patterns or you're cutting leather out, always use the edge and try and use as little leather space as possible, even using the fine edge of the leather to cut out your patterns or anything, because, or to even just cut because you're that good you don't need patterns. Always use the very edge of the leather. That's what I've been taught because it really respects the animal and it doesn't waste material. Yeah, I hope I'm not being a programming. I'm just trying to tell you so that because I've met people who take this very seriously and just always respect the animal and where your materials come from because First Nation people respect the animal that their leather, that their materials came from. They would always really hold them sacred because another creature, another living thing is giving up its life to, but you use it to your own personal benefit. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense. And, yeah, I just, oh, and I wanted to say this because it's kind of cute. I went through a stage and I liked crocheting, so I still like it, I just don't do it as much as I used to. I don't do a lot of crocheting anymore, but I made a little pair of crocheted mucklucks. They've got nice, they're really warm, they're very nice. They don't have any lines, they're just slippers. If anyone wants them, comment and ask because I love them a lot, but I just got too much stuff. I have way too much stuff in my room and need to let some stuff go. So if anyone wants any of my, I'll be posting stuff that I want to sell online. So, like crocheted stuff, mainly crocheted stuff. I know some people don't care about that stuff, but for those who do, just always comment and ask me if you want to know anything about them. I do hand crochet them all, but I am selling moccasins. I do sell the moccasins I make, but they're not they're like truly traditionally made. Like I hand sew everything. I use all traditional materials, so they're very expensive, and but they're beyond what I had a customer already use some of them. They're beyond worth the price. Trust me. I make small moccasins, I make tall moccasins, and I make mucklucks. And I make drum, and I know someone who makes drums, and and we both together make the drumsticks. I hand braid the drumsticks. I braid around the drumsticks, and I'll show you my drumstick. Better so than explaining. Okay, so I made this drumstick, and it's deer skin. I hand braided all the way around it. Just kind of figured it all out on my own. Then I put buttons on there. Then there's some tassels and fringe for some added texture. And I used a raw piece of hide to tie on the end. So, yeah. So yeah, that's my stuff. Oh, and if anyone wants a little decoration for their car, like to decorate their car with, I have these little dashboard wigwams that I make. They can be made of any material, but I make them with a lot of leather, and then I put a rubber bottom on them, and the bottom is glued on. But secret there. But it's got I can put whatever you want on it as long as it's traditional. Like if it's beads, I'll spare some beads on it. And if it's buttons, I'll have to think about the buttons because they're kind of important to me. But anything else? Furs? I don't care about furs. You can have fur on it. But yeah, so that's all. Little dashboard wigwam. I would sell them for like $10, maybe 20, because they're handmade and they're traditional First Nation. So, and for anybody who lives in Canada, if anyone on the viewer lives in Canada, please, for the love of everything, don't call me an Indian. Don't call me anything that is negative. I'm known as, my culture is First Nation, Indigenous, or Aboriginal. So, or Micmac if you want to say Micmac, but don't call me Indian, please. On another note, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys liked the video and little lesson there and how to respect your material. And I hope that you guys comment, positive comments, just kidding, whatever you want to say. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you later.